Hello, and uh, okay, we have a couple more things to cover today. I went ahead and entered the rest of the information just so it didn't take as much time. We have enough now that we can sort it and change it up some so that you can see the real uses, I guess, of Excel. We are going to go ahead and select these, maybe. Yes. And remember, we don't want to merge and center, it'll put them all together. Center those just to give it that more polished look and make it easier to follow. And we were going to bold those. Okay. Now, you can choose if, one thing I did say, when we talked about the enter down, shift, enter up, you can also use your arrow keys. I don't think I mentioned that, but you can also just use arrow keys to move around within the spreadsheet. If you have a project you're working on and you realize you need to add something somewhere in the middle, you can click there, go up to in home, in the ribbon to your cells, and you can either insert a new one, or if you just realize that you don't need that entire entry, you can delete. You can also format the height, the width, change up. You see some of them where they're alternated, just so that you can see a little bit better. You can go in and change the color of that one. To change, every other one or whatever to make it easier for viewing. So let's say we have the information in, and then we want to sort it so that we can maybe see, for instance, with these examples, if we want to see which ones are the newest versus the oldest cookbooks. You can select your group. If for some reason, you only selected, you just wanted to arrange those numbers and you went up to sort and said, let's sort smallest to largest, or it would be the oldest to the newest, and clicked, it's not going to let you do that without verifying. It wants to remind you that if you sort that one selection, it's going to sort outside of the other cells. And that may change, the way that you have it entered. For instance, that this book, the date published would be off for that entry. So we're going to select the whole group, and then we're going to click sort. Now we can sort A to Z, which is going to take your first column and sort alphabetically, or we can sort a custom sort. So we're going to choose that, and then you can choose, more specifically. So let's say we wanted to choose the date published, and we're going to do smallest to largest. That rearranges the entire assortment or selection to your date published. Let's say we wanted to sort, maybe we want to sort to the ones that we've used the most recipes, so we can see which book is the most used. Click. And so now we can see which one we've used the most. Maybe we want to see which one we book we overall like the least to the most. So you can choose those options and sort between them. Now, if whatever you have entered, whatever information you're using, you want to add maybe the number of recipes you've used. So remember how I said we could add or delete cells within? Maybe right here we want to write total, but then we realize we need an extra space. We're going to click there, insert a cell, and then we can write totals, and then come over here. This is where we're going to start using some formulas. First, we're going to click over to, I have some saved just for us to be able to look at. And you can select and control copy keyboard shortcuts to be able to see, or just click over here. And control V is paste. I didn't quite grab the whole thing and it didn't save all of it either. Okay, so just very quickly, okay. So formulas, if you look at this table, I've pre-entered some information just for us to see. For addition, notice in the formula bar, the formula for addition is equal sum parenthesis, and then you choose that range that we talked about, the top left to the right, whichever groups that you're wanting to include in the formula. So we would want to say I9 and J2. So for addition, it is equal sum parenthesis your cells in parenthesis. So over here, we would say equal sum parenthesis, and we want to do G3 through G8. G3 colon G8, close parenthesis, and hit enter. And see, it automatically adds all of these numbers. So maybe we've done that and then we needed to add another entry. We buy another book, somebody gives us one, simply insert another cell and you can enter that information. So for instance, maybe and let's just say we used 5 of those. That will automatically, well, change your number at the bottom. It'll automatically add that into the formula that you had. Your formula for subtract is, one moment, I think it's kind of confusing that we're adding this on the I because it looks like a 1, so we're just gonna add something to change this up. Okay, so your formula for subtract is going to be equal sum J and then 11 through, but notice the sign is minus K11, and that gets you 4. For divide, equal sum parenthesis, and for these cells, J12 / K12 in parenthesis. Multiply is equal sum parenthesis, your cell J13, asterisk for multiply, cell K13, and a parenthesis. So those are very basic, just your add, subtract, multiply, divide. I hope that this has given you some information to be able to jump into Excel, start a project, play around with it, and have fun. And I hope it helps to make you more productive and creative. Hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.